Welcome to the Tech Doctors podcast. We're at it again. Now, some of you may be familiar with our extended length show. Today, we're going to try something different. We want to discuss several related topics in a 10-minute drill format. The long form podcast will still be going, no worries to you diehards, but today will be a little different. As you can see, we're going to talk about hype as the price we pay for innovation. With that, I'll turn it over to Rob to introduce the segments.
Gladly, Greg, and I'm sure you guys will see that this is all rehearsed. Where's the screen? I'm kidding. The first bullet point, the first segment is the unspoken assumption. Innovation is good and it helps all of us. So I would be of the mindset that it's not all good because some innovations, some products, some actions are intended for the bad. But in AI, I would say innovation is good, Mike. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think this should be the easiest one. This was supposed to be the one that's going to get us some momentum that we can all agree. Innovation is good, right? I think we all agree that innovation makes people's lives better, et cetera. At least I do.
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way. The good that comes from innovation is worth the bad outcomes, including the spent money.
So we're going to turn this one over to our marketing person to explain the difference, if any, or is not or not, between hype and marketing.
In my humble opinion, for whatever it's worth, I think hype and marketing are the same thing. Whether it's a noun or a verb, whether it's organic or inorganic, the end result is the same.
I think they're fundamentally different. I think marketing has intent behind it. It's driven by people that are associated with an entity that is trying to penetrate the market.
So
And
I can't hype a product with the intent of trying to penetrate a market.
you can use the word hype in that way and turn it into a verb, and it works exactly like marketing.
Well, I think I think there are parameters and rules and laws that exist around marketing.
They're pretty loose.
Hype seems to be a little different.
Oh, so now my hype is different from marketing. Oh, good Lord. I
No,
told you I'd
the
be right
the
before we
fact
finished the
that there
podcast.
there aren't any rules associated with it.
I said that in my difference. Marketing has a whole structure. Hype doesn't. You're coming around. I
No,
think you're smarter than you think, Rob.
Yeah.
because you think I align with you.
Yes.
Your intelligence raises at the speed with which you align with Greg.
Yes. Yeah, and for Greg to think that I'm aligning with him, he's not as intelligent as I thought he was.
Well, when you compare it to your thought, it really doesn't mean as much. But go ahead.
So I think we're saying that there this hype engine can get out of control, and actually, control is something that we think is sort of one of the delineations between marketing and when you've gone a little too far. Maybe you haven't gone as far as fraud, and these are a little tricky. But and this is the point around AI, right? Where the promises that are being made, right? At some point, you can say, well, they really did believe it, and all the technology was all the analysis they'd done up to that point was saying that they had a shot. Now it's many months later, and none of this stuff's happening. You've got more studies and things. They go, hey, this isn't that. If you're still going out now and saying, oh, yeah, we still see a clear path and it's absolutely nothing's wrong with this stuff, it's awesome, you probably have started to cross that line.
Yeah, so fraud versus hype then as you described and how I think I'm going to support, which allows me to still be differentiated from Greg, is fraud is that line that is crossed where it's untrue,
Yes. Yeah.
where any message, any perception, any value, any benefit crosses the line of true and actual.
Okay, let's talk about the downsides and upsides of hype. Or maybe if we just say hype equals marketing, maybe when marketing goes a little too far, what's the downside and what's the upside?
I like the topic as it is. I would say the upside is there are innovations that are good for us all. And through hype, we can accelerate adoption, um, lower barriers to change that can slow down the benefits that the new innovation can provide. That's the upside
Hy-
of hype.
hype, upside of hype is it also increases awareness of product and get more eyeballs on the innovation to understand the risk associated with it and when it goes outside of what the parameters are for either design, effectiveness, or real deliverables.
I don't really see much in the way of upside unless I really use it just as pure marketing. For me, the downsides are it takes investment away from what are better options. It encourages pump and dump schemes because you're just trying to get out. You just want to make your money off the next guy and get out before the whole thing blows up. It clearly hurts investors, not just venture capitalists, but the man on the street who wants to play in that space. And it also creates a cult of
I,
personality because when you have hype, a lot of times what happens is it becomes down to, oh, well, I don't have time to do the analysis. I'm just going to believe the great man theory. And I love Elon and I trust Elon. Unintentional versus intentional hype.
I think the unintentional hype is what Greg was speaking to. People trying to forecast the potential of different innovation and technology, and it falls short. Like the difference between the exponential growth of ChatGPT 2, 3, and 4 versus what happened in 5. They
Go
had
ahead, Mike.
every intent that the growth and the capabilities of ChatGPT was going to continue to grow a factor of 10 or 15x based on the size of the model and the amount of data used until it did. So they were learning as they went. Now, did they share that with us? No. And that's when you start crossing over into fraud.
They moved the goalposts a bit. To be fair, they did start moving the goalposts before it released because they could kind of see that it wasn't heading that way. But to your point, I mean, they sort of waited till it came out so everybody could come to their own conclusion.
Yeah. But if you know you're not going to make your quarterly target and you continue to snowplow and say that you are, that's intentional hype or fraud.